You are welcome to News Today, the headline news. Bianca Ojukwu, the Foreign Affairs Minister, says Nigeria may weigh options on South Africa firms in Nigeria. The news in full. The federal government said it will invoke possible measures against South Africa, against South African companies operating in Nigeria as a result of constant attacks on Nigerians doing business in South Africa, called xenophobia. The complaint that will be affected are companies that will be affected are the companies that will be affected are MTN and more others. At least more than 120 South African companies operating in Nigeria. On Thursday, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Bianca Ojukwu, disclosed this while addressing concerns over those who want to hear that the worsening anti-migrant attacks in South Africa and the subsequent evacuation of Nigerians from the country was very appalling. The minister admitted that Nigeria had exhausted restraint and continue to pursue the diplomatic engagement. Bianca said that the government might be compelled to explore other options if the attacks persist unchecked by South African government. Quote, as I indicated before, that's quote by Bianca. As I indicated before, there are these huge conglomerates. By the way, there are over 120 South African companies operating in Nigeria. End of quote. Quote again. Nobody is asking them to provide proof of identity. Nobody is asking South African staff working that whether they are South African or Nigerians. And nobody is taking over their shops or businesses. End of quote. Quote again. But this is happening to Nigerians in South Africa. So I think that at some point, we really have to review the options available to us. End of quote. Quote again. We have MTN, multi-choice, Stanbic, Protea, and many others. Many other South African brands spanning multiple sectors, Bianca concluded. The minister concluded to say that any retaliatory measures which will have to follow constitutional provisions and the legislative process in the National Assembly. While the discarded of the memorandum of understanding between Nigeria and South Africa signed in October 2025 by South Africa and South African government will be reviewed. She stressed that the pact was essentially to protect the lives and property of both Nigerians and South Africa in times of conflict like this. But in terms of conflict like this, but South Africa has defaulted, and so there is need for review. Quote, when it comes to a situation like this, of course, it is necessary to be temperate, and exercise caution. But when your citizens are being harassed, when your citizens are people who have spent years there, some of them are married to South Africans and have children who have known no other home but South Africa. Therefore, then it becomes a serious concern. End of quote. Quote again by Bianca. Now, under these circumstances, they are asking not just Nigerians but also their South African spouses and their children to leave South Africa. The minister lamented. Sally Emmanuel, reporting from my channel.